Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, January 3rd. And we got a busy weather pattern to talk about here over the next 7 to 10 days. And first of all, we got a little bit of snow with the Arctic front that's going to be moving through the area this morning. And that could bring some areas inland around an inch of snow, obviously near the lakeshore, several inches of snow where there are winter weather advisories. Probably they could see over the next couple of days anywhere between 12 to 20 inches of snow along the lakeshore in some spots. Fortunately, not a lot of wind with this system, so the biggest reason I think they have not gone with winter storm warnings, but those could be upgraded. We'll just have to see how much snow falls, but a lot of snow near the lake. And again, minor amounts inland. I think we got another good chance of maybe some snow as we get into Sunday into Monday, and that could bring about 1 to 4 inches of snow across much of the area as we begin to see a little bit of warm air, and we'll see temperatures on Sunday push up towards 30 degrees. And again, with that warm air, we could see some snow. But until then, we've got some very cold temperatures. For Thursday night and Friday night, we could see temperatures around 5 degrees below zero, maybe as much as 10 degrees or even colder than 10 below zero in some spots. It's going to depend on how clear we get with that snow cover and what the winds are. But again, inland areas across mid-Michigan, we could see some very cold temperatures, maybe record lows. The record low on Saturday morning is 8.3 degrees below zero here in Breckenridge, and I think that could be topped. And you can see the normals for the day. Our normal high is 29, the normal low is 14. We have a record high of 56 in 2004, and we got down to 14 below zero back in 1918. We got 4 inches of snow on the ground, 15.1 so far for the season. Yesterday we had a high of 22 and a low of 7. With just trace amounts of precipitation. 24-hour snowfall ending as of 7 a.m. this morning will be a trace. And if we look at the satellite view, you can see that Arctic front pushing through the area with moisture streaming in ahead of it. That's what's touching off the snow flurries and snow showers across the area. And again, as we see some of that rotate back in, we'll see, again, some bursts of heavier snow showers throughout the region. And again, somebody could pick up an isolated 1 to 2 inches, but it looks like a trace to about an inch for most areas here over the next 24 hours. You can see that on radar as that front begins to sag, continues to sag to the southeast, and behind it we'll see temperatures maybe even fall later this afternoon. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see that cold front now coming through the area as of 7 a.m., touching off the snow showers across the Great Lakes. Big storm moving up the east coast, and we'll show you that on Weather Watch here later in the end of the slides here. You can see where the cold front now is across Wisconsin. Again, moisture coming up out ahead of that, touching off the showers. And as that cold front moves across the lake, I think we'll see a little bit of enhancement in some of the snow shower activity later this morning into the afternoon across the inland areas as we get some kind of a little bit of a heating in the atmosphere that could get us some heavier snow showers. But again, not a big system unless you're near the lake. Again, they're going to get pounded all up and down the lakeshore, all the snowbelts of the Great Lakes here over the next couple of days with that very cold air moving in. As far as the 7 to 8 precipitation from the WPC, again, you can see inland areas about 3 to 4 tenths. I think much of that comes for very late Saturday, but more likely the Sunday and Monday. I think we have with that warm air advection coming up, I think we could see several inches of snow over about a 36-hour period. Certainly no big storm, but enough to definitely continue to build a snowpack across the Great Lakes. And we're going to want to watch this system for later next week, and you can see that on the GFS as a very significant amount of precipitation expected here over the next 10 days. And I think the time period for the potential of a major storm would be for next Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Right now we're kind of honing in on Friday as the ground zero day, and we'll certainly update that here all through the remainder of this week into early next week. Nothing to get too excited about until we get into early next week. If we still see this, then we can start raising the flags there and get ready for a potential significant winter storm. Now, the European and the GFS both agree on something coming out of the southwest towards the Great Lakes next week. So confidence is pretty high that we're going to see a storm, but the details certainly nowhere is near ready to work out just yet. As far as the next 72 hours, you can see lots of heavy snow over the lakeshore. And again, some of these areas could see quite a bit heavier amounts than these that are depicted. But a definite 6 to 10 inches of snow. And I think, again, over the next 4 days, I would not be surprised to see up to 2 feet of snow in some areas along the Lake Michigan snowbelts, as well as all the Great Lakes. Even down here towards London, looks like some pretty decent snows over the next 3 days. As far as the next 10 days, you can see the GFS is putting down an awful lot of snowfall. And again, this could change, and nothing is etched in stone, but something we're certainly watching for later next week. And maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 inches of the snow could come during the late weekend into early next week again. But most of the snowfall looks like it'll be for later on next week. Forecast, again, temperatures today around 18, but they'll fall, and we'll see temperatures down near zero tonight. Friday morning down to between 5 and 7 below zero. We could see temperatures below 10 below zero as we get into early Saturday morning, and then we'll see a decent chance of snow pick up here over the weekend up towards Sunday into early Monday, and then we'll watch that storm for later on next week. As far as weather watch, you can see the big story is the winter storm warnings, the blizzard warnings from the shores, the Atlantic shoreline from Boston all the way up to Maine. Very significant snows, and they could have winds of 60 and 70 miles per hour as a strong nor'easter buffets the east coast. Again, winter storm watches inland from the winter storm warning in the blizzard areas. And again, large areas of cold temperatures with wind chill watches in effect for much of Pennsylvania up into New York, and for much of the Ohio Valley back into the Corn Belt. And again, we'll see much of the MAC area and Wisconsin. You'll see wind chill advisories or wind chill warnings most likely for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So some very, very cold air coming up here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.